Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with you this morning, visiting with Paula Gates and Jennifer Cottrell. They're from Pathway Caring for Children. We were talking about trust-based parenting. I've got to tell kind of a personal story. I was babysitting the other day and loved that I heard my granddaughter say, "What do you need, Grandma? We've got lots of good food here." And in my mind, I thought, she doesn't have a thing to worry about. She knows she doesn't have a thing to worry about. That's what you're talking about, isn't it? As far as knowing it's going to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knowing that your need is going to be met and that you reciprocate and having that circle of trust and you know you're okay.
And tells that a child doesn't feel that sense of security would be what kinds of things?
Wanting to do everything themselves. Not being satisfied no matter what you've done, being upset and not ever being able to voice why, and doing things that make people think, hey, they're a bad kid, or, why are they acting out so bad? They'll never understand why they are. They just do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's believed is that fear is underneath those behaviors. These are not bad children. These are afraid children, children who have been through trauma, and fear is underneath these behaviors. So we try to help parents look under behaviors. What are the behaviors about? What is the need? Meet the need.
What is the need?
And that makes so much sense, that fear that what I need is not going to be there. That's just no sense of security at all, just chaos instead. We worry about these kinds of things for children in third world countries because there's so much need. We don't think of it so much as taking place in our own country, that would be what's behind some children acting out. You've got a wonderful event coming up at First Friends Church. Paula, tell us about it.
Yes, Pathway Caring for Children, our Family Services and Adoption Department, has collaborated with First Friends and their foster and adoption ministry to be able to have a great event coming up with national speakers, and the event's called Trustbased Parenting for Everyday Living. It's a workshop for parents that are foster, adoptive, and kinship, and any parent could come to this, but it's specifically for children from hard places, how to parent them differently, how to parent them to build trust and to have a connection, which is not an automatic thing with these kids, and traditional parenting is not effective. And so we have some wonderful speakers. Deb and Alan Jones are coming, and they will be presenting the trust-based parenting. We'll have a breakout session to help married couples, and also one for single parents. So this is very exciting, all-day workshop.
Yeah. I like that you say, though, that any family is welcome to come, but particularly those who have adopted or are fostering. And do you suggest that they would be parents who have seen something in their children that leads them to believe that there are trust issues?
Well, these days we're understanding that those specialists in the field believe that all children who are adopted have been impacted by trauma, by loss, and this would apply to all of those. Mm-hmm. Kinship children, too, I really think fit into this as far as being impacted by the loss, by fear being at the basis of their behaviors, and foster children as well.
Mm. So the kinship families can come as well, the grandparents that would be raising their children, or aunts and uncles, sisters, whoever happen to be, a relative who is raising the parent of the child's children.
Right.
If I said that correctly.
Yeah.
You've got so many wonderful services, Paula. Tell us a little bit about more of them that Pathway provides.
Yes. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about some more services for adoptive families, and including kinship families as well. We have respite care, and parenting children from hard places is very demanding. It takes everything that parents have, and oftentimes it takes away from other children in the home, from the marital relationship, and parents need a break. And so children from hard places, these are adoptive or kinship kids, can go to respite care, and that can be in a licensed foster home. We also have mentors who do this kind of work on an hourly basis as well.
Wonderful.
And we have a wonderful adoptive and kinship mothers breakfast group. And we've been meeting monthly for probably about 8 years. And currently we meet at Pathway's office on Dressler in Canton. And we talk about all kinds of things that have to do with parenting children, especially mothers. And mothers have special issues that they are the target of their child's behavior, often because the child has had a feeling of abandonment by their birth mother. And this adoptive or kinship mom is coming in and replacing that mother. And this child is going to fight against that because they've been hurt by one mother and they're not going to let another mother step in and hurt them too. So they're very protective about their hearts, and they push away moms. And this is very hurtful to the adoptive and kinship moms that I work with. So we have to help our moms to be able to get their emotional needs met, to learn not to take things personally, and to understand the hurts of their children. It's really about the hurts of their children. It's not about the child trying to hurt their mother.
Yeah. You're providing so many wonderful services to care for these parents that are doing fostering and adopting. They're not out on their own. They're not on a limb. But there is always a need for more and more people to be willing to do this. Do you want to address that a little bit?
Yes, Pathway has a special need for foster parents especially, but also adoptive parents. My heart really is providing permanent homes for children, that children don't have to move around, and a family who will commit to a child or a sibling group to provide a forever home for a child, and to be willing to work on building a trust relationship with these children and to help them heal from the hurts that they've had.
When a child is in foster to adopt, are they aware that it's foster to adopt? I would think that might add to this sense of insecurity that they're almost trying out to be a member of this family. Is there a sense of that, or how do you get around that?
Well, with our daughter, we were her fourth home by the time she was 3. Our 8-month-old, we were his 4th home.
Oh, my word.
It's undeniable that they are going to be traumatized from being moved around. So, like with Pathway's vision, try to make as less of moves as possible, as committed as we can be as parents. It's not always going to be easy, but children know, and like from being from a womb, they know what voice that was, and when it's gone, how can you not be always wondering where did that go?
And a 3-year-old may be able to express that a bit when she came into your home. An 8-month-old wouldn't have the language to begin to talk about the frustration of having 4 different homes by the time you're 8 months old. I can't even imagine what that does to a child.
Right. And unfortunately, he was neglected. So his beginning months, he wasn't being nurtured. He wasn't being held. So the first foster home that had him only had him for 24 hours because he wouldn't stop crying because they were trying to nurture him and hold him. And honestly, touch repulsed him because he had been so used to not being touched for the first 4 months.
Wow.
And having the bottle propped up and not getting that connection with people. So to him, touch was foreign. It was uncomfortable. And God put him in the right place for the next foster family that had him. She was able to nurture him and get him 2 weeks in a swing and picking him up to meet his needs of feeding, changing a diaper, and then putting him back in, and eventually was able to get him to a custom touch. And so it's unfortunate. It's a harsh world that we have these situations here, but
you're making such a difference. Your children are how old now, Jennifer?
11 and 13.
And you obviously see an enormous difference in them, right?
I do.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
I do. With teenage years coming up and it being a difficult transition in life, having the tools and being able to be a part of a family and, going to the different groups and therapies to understand that, hey, just because we come from hard places doesn't mean we have to stay in a hard place.
Exactly.
So the journey we're on right now, it has its highs and lows. It has its ups and downs. But we take every day as it comes. And we keep trying with the trust-based parenting. It really does work. It's different because believe me, there's days you want to pull your hair out and just be like, oh, Calgon.
Well, take me away. Well, what you're talking about there is parenting, too.
It's parenting, exactly.
So, yes, I don't think we said when this is taking place, and there is an early bird registration deadline. So let's get to that.
Yes.
Paula, help us.
Well, our event, Trust-Based Parenting for Everyday Living, is July 16th. It's a Saturday, all day, 9 to 4. And that's going to be at First Friends Church on Market Avenue, 5455 Market Avenue. And we do have an early bird special that if you register by the end of May 31st, it is $25 for a single person and $35 for a couple. After May 31st, it's $30 for single and $40 for a couple. So we hope that you make that early bird special.
Perfect. Give us a website, please.
Yes, www.pathwaycfc, which is caringforchildren.org.
Paula Gates, Jennifer Cottrell, thank you so much for joining us today on Our Community.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.